Hi friends, and welcome to yet another show, Stacking the Shelves. I'm going to be talking about the September releases that I got at BEA. I was originally planning on doing entirely fall releases, but when you watch the entire length of this video, you'll understand why I broke September off separately. Just from my experience last year at BEA, I noticed that a lot of the books come out in September, October, because obviously the publishers are closer to fall, and that's what they want to be pushing. That way it still gives enough time for us to create a buzz about it, and it's also still close enough to the release date. So without further ado, check out all of these fabulous books that I got. I got The Hypnotists Hypnotize Me by Gordon Corman. Thank you to Scholastic. I got The Ludwig Conspiracy by Oliver. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing your last name. An Adult from HMH, Houghton Mifflin. Cherry Money Baby by John M. Cusick. Charming by Elliot James. This looks delicious. Looks like a lot of fun. Not every prince is charming. Next up is Rose Under Fire by Elizabeth Wine. I've heard really great things about Codename Verity. I actually got it at BEA last year, so I can't wait to get to dive into them. Game On, a varsity novel by Melanie Spring. Wait for You by Jalen, an adult romancy book. Hopefully that'll be a delicious beach read at the end of the month when I go away on vacation. The Book of Someday by Diane Dixon. Once We Were by Kat Zhang. I read the first book in the series, What's Left of Me, and really loved it, and really couldn't wait to read more, but you'll see in this one the face is starting to recede a little bit more. To be totally honest with you, I didn't even notice the face until like someone was like, and look, the face is receding even more, and I was like, it is. So there's that. Next up is Fire by Fire with Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. This book, if I'm not mistaken, oh, I'm not. It's signed. I really enjoyed Burn for Burn. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. It kind of left off on this weird spot, so I guess we'll see. A Wounded Name, A Tragedy by Dot Hutchinson. It's a retelling of Othello. Can't wait to dive into that. My sister's actually also really excited about it because she thinks she'll be able to use it in a big way in her classroom. Next up is All Our Yesterdays by Kristen Terrell. My apologies. This one is also Nicole, What Would You Change? So there's that. It also has a different cover. I think I like this one better, though. Next up is Shadows by Paula Weston. We've got The 100 by Cass Morgan. In case you haven't heard, this is already being turned into a TV show pilot, and it just looks wicked awesome. Even like the images in The 100, they're kissing on the H, they're snuggling on the 0. It just looks really wicked cool. So I can't wait to check this out. It looks awesome. I also got Scorched by Mary Mancusi. It's about dragons, which is very cool and very in right now. So I cannot wait for that. It's going to be exciting to read. It's also one of those nice soft covers that you just love to pet. Like, I'm going to pet the dragon. Yeah. Next up is The President Has Been Shot, The Assassination of John F. Kennedy by James L. Swanson. I noticed that there was a huge push for JFK books while at BEA this year, and I think a lot of that has to do with this November being the 50th anniversary of JFK's shooting. In case you weren't aware, he was shot on 11/22/63, also the name of a Stephen King book. But it's the 50th year since he was shot and killed, so there's a huge book. This is, I think, the third or fourth book that I got dealing with this when I was at BEA. Next up is The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm really excited for this. I really, really enjoyed The Raven Boys, so getting to check out the second book early is a super treat. I actually got, as part of Audiobook Sync, I got The Raven Boys as an audiobook, so prior to reading this, I'm going to be re-listening to Raven Boys so I can catch up, pick up on a few little details that I may have forgotten, and hopefully that'll help me really love The Dream Thieves even more. Not that I think I wouldn't enjoy it otherwise, but next up is the autobiography of Jack the Ripper by James Carnac. This just looks wicked cool. I think the title is self-explanatory. I can't wait to dive into it. As a historian, it just seems like a really interesting idea. And apparently it's the 120th anniversary of the Jack the Ripper murders. So they're telling me this on their market and publicity campaign on the bottom of the back of the book. So that's really cool. Either way, Jack the Ripper is like a huge pull in history. Very interesting, very cool. Can't wait to read that one. Not sure if it's really a beach read, though. Next up is This Song Will Save Your Life. Hannah's already read it and raved about it, so I can't not read it. So I'm looking forward to this one. Next up is Margot by Gillian Cantor. It's about the older sister of Anne Frank, and that she's not actually dead, she's just in America. Really interesting as a historian, very excited for that one. Okay, next up is Frozen by Melissa De La Cruz and Michael Johnston. Also excited about this one. I really loved Blue Bloods, so getting to see something new and adult from her is interesting. And look at that cool little dragon. Dragons seem to be the new thing, but interesting. 359. In case you didn't know, I had been selected by Gretchen to wear a 359 t-shirt to all of the events that I was going to this year, including ALA, BEA, and New York Comic Con. So, you'll see pictures of me around in the t-shirt, but here's this. Hold on, I caught a reflection of me recording this, whatever. Really spooky, can't wait to read it, although I do have to say, everyone keeps asking me if it's a Bible quote. I'm like, nope, quite the opposite, my friends, quite the opposite. Next up is Anti-Goddess by Kendare Blake. I really loved Anna Dressed in Blood, and I'm really terrified to read the next one, Girl of Nightmares, because I just don't want it to end. And that's really all I can say about it, because I don't want it to end, so I haven't read it yet. I met her, and she signed it, and it's really awesome. It's about gods and goddesses, and there we go. Next up is Jessica Darling's It List, The Totally Not Guaranteed Guide to Popularity, Prettiness, and Perfection by Megan McCafferty. I've heard great things about the Jessica Darling series. I haven't read it yet, but I saw this and it looked really cute, and I'm going to check it out. Song of the Quark Beast by Jasper Fforde. I read The Last Dragon Slayer and absolutely loved it. Loved it. And I can't wait to read the next book, because the Song of the Quark Beast, it's just quirky and cute and interesting. Next up, we have Tumble and Fall by Andrea Coutts. The world's ending, and the world's gonna come to an end. What do you do? It's really cute. Live it up. I can't wait to dive in and read this. It's also just a gorgeous cover. So there's that. Wake Up Missing by Kate Messner. This is a middle grade sci-fi kind of book. Can't wait to read this. It looks really interesting. State-of-the-art technology, implanting DNA. Can't wait to check that one out. Also from Bloomsbury is Simone Elkeles, because she's not Elkelmore, she's Elkeles, which I learned while I was at ALA. Anyway, her new book, Wild Cards, looks really cool. I can't wait to read it. And Hannah has done nothing but rave about Simone, so I can't wait to read it. It's looks hot. I mean, that looks hot. Next up is The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. Can't wait to dive into this. It just sounds really spooky and creepy and fabulous. So, I mean, when you wake up surrounded by corpses, I mean, it's got to be an interesting tale. I'm getting funny looks. We're coming to an end, I promise. 11 minutes later. The Burning Sky by Sherry Thomas. I'm usually not really a fantasy person, but this cover looks awesome. And I figured I have to keep giving fantasy a try, so I'm hoping that this will be the one to sway my opinion. I can't wait to check this out. Looks really awesome. All the Truth That's in Me by Julie Berry. It seems really sad that she had this horrible thing that she went through, and it's about this girl and how she, finally opens up about it. Yeah, it looks really awesome. They were doing a huge push for it at BEA and at ALA, so can't wait to read that one. Next up is Find Me by Romalie Bernard. Sorry, I don't know why I struggled with that so hard. We also got slap bracelets for this book, which is really cool. There we go. Sounds really awesome. A missing girl. Yeah, creepy. And last but not least is an adult book called Shaman by Kim Stanley Robinson. I wish I could tell you I was really excited about this book, but I haven't been able to find a shred of information about it. I don't really know how it found its way into my bag, but all it really tells us is that the powerful, thrilling, and heartbreaking story of one young man's journey into adulthood and an awe-inspiring vision of how we lived 30,000 years ago. Science, anthropology, we'll see how this one works out. So, Shaman. And that brings to an end my September BEA releases. I hope to catch you on the flip side with October coming to you next week. I might do October and the rest of the winter, but we'll see. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you sometime soon.